Hi guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. June, it is Pride Month, and as we come together to celebrate the LGBTQ+ community, I want to challenge everyone watching today to explore the history of Pride. It all started with the Stonewall Uprising in New York City on June 28th, 1969, following a police invasion of a gay nightclub located in the Greenwich Village in New York City. Riots and protests ensued all throughout New York. Queer people everywhere demanded to have equal rights and to be treated fairly. Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, they were transgendered activists seen as pioneers for LGBTQ+ rights and played an integral role within the Stonewall riots and the LGBTQ+ community. These riots were the start to change within the LGBTQ+ community, and they really started and paved the way to the rights that we have today. Whether you identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, queer, questioning, everything in between, we all have our own story of what Pride means to me, and I want to share my story with all of you today. Growing up, I always knew that I was different. I never quite fit in with all of the other kids, especially all of the other boys. Growing up, I enjoyed playing dress up in my grandma's clothes. I enjoyed playing Barbies. I didn't like what all of the other boys liked. I didn't like sports. I didn't like fishing, hunting, outdoor, really anything. I always knew that I was different. And when you're little, the other kids don't really mind. They don't know any better. But as I got older, the bullying and the differences intensified. I knew I was different. I knew I didn't fit in. And all of the other kids began to notice. And it was hard. I hid who I was so I wouldn't get bullied, so I wouldn't get picked on, so I wouldn't get teased. Middle school and high school, so hard. I was bullied relentlessly, nonstop, because I was different. No one knew what box to put me in. And I hated it. And it was hard. But we all somehow come out the other end stronger. So to me, Pride means being accepted for who you are, for all of your differences, for being weird, for being not normal. It means being accepted, treated fairly, treated equally. Pride means having equal rights. Pride means not being judged, ridiculed, bullied, beaten up just for being who you are or loving who you want to love. Pride means living in a world free of stereotypes and prejudices. I found a quote and it really struck me, and I think it speaks for everyone who is part of the queer community. Queer people don't grow up as ourselves. We grow up playing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to minimize humiliation and prejudice. The massive task of our adult lives is to unpick which part of ourselves are truly us and which parts we've created to protect us. Many times, the LGBTQ+ community is not accepted by their own families or friend groups, and we rely so heavily on our allies. So as an ally, you can familiarize yourself with definitions and slang commonly used within the queer community. You can show your support for the community by shopping at retail stores, giving back to LGBTQ+ nonprofit organizations, or better yet, shop at a queer-owned small business and shop locally. You can donate your time or your money to an LGBTQ+ organization and just educate yourself and be open-minded and not judge someone based on who they are, what their gender is, or who they love. Be a nice person. Some organizations that I personally love are the Trevor Project. They are a leading national organization providing intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, queer, and questioning youth. You can also support GLAAD. GLAAD rewrites the script for LGBTQ plus acceptance. They are a dynamic media source. They tackle tough issues to shape the narrative and provoke dialogue that leads to cultural change. You can also support HRC, the Human Rights Campaign. They work very heavily on LGBTQ plus rights, not only for the month of June, but every day. We need to celebrate all of our differences. That's what Pride means to me. It means being accepted for who I am and celebrated for who I am. In a world filled with so much hate, go and fill it with color and rainbows. No matter if you're gay or bisexual or lesbian or transgendered or questioning or whatever, no matter who you love or what your sexuality is or what your gender is, we all deserve to be treated equally and respected for who we are, no matter who we love or what we look like. June is Pride Month. Acceptance is every day.